started with 12 points and threw 6 away, so you wouldn't want to do that. You'd want to put the 7, 9 in each crib. And you just practice what you would throw when it's your crib and when it's his crib. Again, you have 6 cards with this hand. Here I would have a hand that had a Jack, Queen, King, a run of 3, and I had a pair. Now, if it were your opponent's crib, the most you can keep is 3. You can't keep the pair and the run of 3. That would be 5 cards. So the 2 cards that you would throw to your opponent's crib is you wouldn't want to throw these 2 because that would count 2 points in his crib. So you would throw this 6 and this 3 unsuited for your opponent's crib. If it were your crib, you would want to put the pair of 3s in your own crib because that counts 2 points. And you would hope that your opponent would put something that would help the 3. And this is the 4 cards you would hold in your hand, and you would, with this hand, you would hope to cut either a King, Queen, or a Jack, or a 5. Or you would want to cut something that would help the 3s, like another 3 or a deuce or something. So that's what you can practice by yourself also. Then here's another hand. This hand, if it were your opponent's crib, you want to keep the 8 with the 2 9s and hope that you cut a 7 or a 10. You want to cut something that would help these. For your opponent, you would want to throw the Ace Queen. Now that's 2 hearts in his crib, which if he put 2 hearts and cut a heart, it would help him. But you would rather throw the Ace Queen rather than throwing the King, the Jack Queen, because he could cut a King or a 10 that would help these. If it were your crib, you would want to throw these in your own crib. All right, that's what you need to practice and to get started with. Now we're going to run through the play and how you actually do the deal and the cut for an actual game. So Chuck Foon is going to join me for display purposes in the game. If we could play a game without, we're just going to start and play a few hands. When you start the game, you cut the cards for the deal, and he cut a deuce. To tie that, I would have to cut a deuce or an ace.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
Low card deals. Henry got an ace.
I got an ace, so I won the deal. That doesn't happen too often.
Not very often. I 2 and a 1.
That looks like that was set up.
I mean, it does, but it wasn't.
Okay. You shuffle the cards, and he is the opponent, and I am the dealer. The dealer gets the crib, so you deal 6 cards to each person. This is called the hand, and this is called the discard of the hand to the crib. It's my crib when it's my deal, his crib when he deals. He'll get the next deal.
That's my hand.
Well, this is my hand, and I'm going to put this in my crib, and I hope I cut the 8 right there to have that one. They are the safest cards you can put in anybody's crib, but I didn't have any choice about
And
what
I
I was
cut,
gonna put in there.
you flip. If he flips a jack over, he gets 2 points. But he didn't.
I didn't cut a jack, I didn't cut the card I wanted, but I cut a good card for me.
8.
And I'm gonna add 7 to it, that makes 15 for 2. So this is a start hole, so I go up the outside, 2 holes.
This is the pegging stage.
Now he plays a card and adds it to the
25.
count. 25. Now I don't have a card less than 6, so I say go. And he gets a go, and that means that he doesn't have a card less than 6 either. So now it's my play, so I say 9,
19. I hope he doesn't have a 10.
19, and I play another 9, makes 28.
Go.
Now these 2 9s are together, but they weren't played together. The sequence, and you count it backwards, 9, jack, 9. So they weren't played together. So he told me go on 28, so I take 1 for playing the last card under 31.
And then I lead. Starts over at 0, 10.
And 9 makes 19 for the last card played under 31. He counts first.
I've got
Counts first.
I've got no 15s. I have a pair of jacks. I have no runs, no flushes, and my jacks don't match the cut card in the suit, so I have 2 points.
I have a pretty good hand. I counted 6 with this 9 is 15 for 2. 6 in this 9, 15 for 4. 6 in this 9 is 15 for 6. Trips count 6, make 12. So I count and peg 12 holes. The best way to do it is to count 5, 10, 11, 12. Then to check your pegs, you make sure you got 11 in the middle. So I take my cards, give them to him. In the crib, he put a king 4, and it goes good with my king 8. Have a 15 for 2, a 15 for 4, and the pair is 6. So I peg 6 more, got 5 in between. Now, it's his deal, which makes it his crib, and each of us throw 2 into his crib. So I got a pretty good lead there, about 20 points.
That's what happens when you play the world's greatest cribbage player.
That is not true by any shot, any stretch of the imagination.
This is my time to have a crib, so I'm going to throw these in my crib.
Okay, this hand, if I held this with this, would be a 15 for 2, 15 for 4, and a pair of 6. But I would have to throw this in his crib, which is 2 points, so it cuts me back to holding 4 points. If I threw these 2 in there and held it this way, this and this would be a 15 for 2 and a pair is 4, but these are not giving him any points. Now these are still not good cards to throw, because he could throw one in the middle, that would give him a run and a 15 and a run. But that's what I'm going to do anyway. So then I have to cut the cards for him. If he turns up a jack, he gets 2 points. Now that was a good cut for me, my first play. So I'm going to play a 3.
9.
And then I'm going to play a 9, would make 18.
25.
And makes 29.
Go.
It means he doesn't have a deuce or an ace. So 29 is a go. I played the last card, so I get 1 point. Now we start all over.
We're going to 31. Starting at 0, there's 8.
And 3 is 11.
17 for a last card, go.
Alright. Now here I have a 9 with 3 threes. 9 and these 2 threes make a 15 for 2. Then the 9 and these 2 is 15 for 4. A 9 with these 2 threes is 15 for 6. And trips count 6 makes 12 again. So I have another good hand. So I peg and got 11 in the middle.
And I've got a 15 for 2, 4, and 8 is a dozen. And in the crib, I have 2 that I already knew about.
He put a pair of 10s in his crib, and I didn't have. I could have gotten by with a 6-9. I still wouldn't have had but 12 in my hand, but the 6-9 would have given him 2, so he would have had 2-4 instead of just 2 in the crib.
Oh yeah, we're going. We probably got about 4 more minutes in this
Is
game.
that all? All right. This will be the last hand. We'll do it sort of quick. My crib, I am going to throw these 2 in my own crib. If it was his crib, for his crib, I'd throw these 2. With my crib, I'm going to throw these.
Thank you for showing me your cards.
You okay? Oh,
2,
2 and 7 is 9.
19.
29.
I cannot get under 31, so go.
And I can't either, so I played the last card. I get 1.
4.
And 8 or 12.
15 for 2, baby.
And then 21 for last card. I get 1. He counts.
I've got 15 for 2, and 3 is 5.
I have a 15 for 2, 15 for 4, a double run for 8, makes 12 again. That's 3 12s in a row.
Now look at that hand. My goodness. 15 for 2, 4, and 8 is a dozen.
And in my crib, I have a 15 for 2 and a 15 for 4. So at this stage of the game, in this game, I'm pretty much ahead. But we're going to stop there and continue at a later date. Have fun with cricket.